So now I got to start that process all over again. So when you're fighting guys like Jones, he's so tall, he's so rangy, and he just understood fighting. The guy just understood.
Daniel Cormier has broken down the brilliance of Jon Jones's fight tactics, and his warning couldn't come at a more crucial time for Tom Aspinall. Cormier highlights the unique challenges Jones brings to the cage and dominates his opponents that might put Aspinall under deep water, as is probably walking into the toughest test of his career. Talking about his fight with Jon Jones on Joe Rogan's channel, Daniel Cormier highlighted how Jon Jones's fight IQ, distance control, and brutal body attacks made him nearly impossible to close in on. He recalled trying to push forward with punches and takedowns, only to be met with knees and body kicks that broke him down over time. For Tom Aspinall, Cormier's experience stands as a clear warning that Jones won't just fight back, he'll pick you apart if you rush. Joe Rogan also warned Aspinall about the brutal power of Jon Jones. Rogan described Jon Jones as a natural-born conqueror, comparing him to the warriors of ancient times who used to dominate the battlefield. He acknowledged that such powerful, fearsome individuals have always existed throughout history. Despite that primal edge, Rogan emphasized that Jones is also a genuinely sensitive and intelligent person who's trying to do the right thing, making him a rare combination of brutal dominance and thoughtful introspection.
Jon Jones is a bad guy who's trying to be a good guy. That guy, if we were living 1,000 years ago, he would be on a horse with the biggest battle axe, waiting in the back, hacking heads off, and everybody would be running. Those people have always existed. These dominators have always existed. But Jon is like a genuinely sensitive, intelligent guy who's trying to do the right thing. But he's a conqueror. He's a conqueror. That's the thing that's inside of him that leads him to be the GOAT.
Joe Rogan further praised Jon Jones's dominance in UFC from the moment he won the title at just 23. Rogan believes that Jones has never ducked any opponent and consistently destroyed elite competition. He emphasized that Jones not only ruled his division, but also moved up to heavyweight and continued his reign, proving why at 37 years old, he's still the greatest of all time.
When Jon Jones won that title at 23, it's just been destruction of everyone ever since. Never ducked anybody, fought all the best, destroyed everybody, dominated his division, went up to heavyweight, dominates at heavyweight.
So why?
He's just the greatest of all time. He's 37 years old and he's still the greatest.
Joaquin Buckley also expressed disbelief at how Jon Jones has navigated a turbulent lifestyle while still performing at the highest level of the sport. Joe Rogan brought up a moment when Jones told his arch-rival Daniel Cormier that he defeated him after partying hard, while Cormier had been training diligently alongside elite teammates like Cain Velasquez. Buckley found it astonishing, suggesting that Jones may have been living on the edge for so long that operating under chaos became second nature, especially since he reached the top of the sport at just 23 years old.
Jon Jones be going through crazy stuff and still able to maintain on the highest level.
Still the GOAT.
You know?
Remember when he said to Daniel Cormier, I fought you and beat you after I did coke.
I beat you after a weekend of cocaine.
You know, Daniel's in there training with Cain Velasquez and drinking only water.
And that's wild to me, but I feel like he probably been doing it for so long that it became natural for him because obviously he was a champion at the age of 23 years old, and he probably was always doing this little crazy stuff.
So although the pros are warning Aspinall about the skill set of Jon Jones, things are completely opposite in the heavyweight division as Aspinall is constantly calling out Jon Jones, but the champ is not interested in this fight. The Englishman wants to fight Jones for the belt, and he is ready for all kinds of challenges. He believes he can beat the heavyweight champ and become the next big thing in the UFC. However, Jon Jones rejects such dreams as he doesn't see Aspinall as a deserving contender.
More than likely not. I feel like Tom Aspinall just hasn't proven anything. He hasn't done anything. He won his belt against Sergey. Sergey just got slaughtered by someone else.
Aspinall even believes that Jones afraid to fight him, and that's why he is ducking him and misleading his fans. The Englishman further accused the heavyweight legend for avoiding tough fights and opponents to save his legacy. Aspinall respects him as a great fighter, but he didn't miss the opportunity to mock Jones for the drug test issue. Despite his beef with Jon Jones, Daniel Cormier highly rates the heavyweight champ. But after watching this kind of confidence from Aspinall, Cormier now believes that the Englishman is a real threat for Jones. Cormier said Aspinall told him he's ready to bring the fight to Jon Jones. He noted that Jones is now the same age he was when they fought and believes Aspinall is one of the most dangerous opponents Jones could face, especially at heavyweight where Jones doesn't look as fast. He added that Jones is downplaying the threat, acting like Aspinall doesn't matter, but that won't make him any less dangerous.
Right. I'm sitting out with Tom Aspinall and I'm chatting with him. He goes, I'm about to put it on this dude. You know that the first time I fought Jon Jones, I was 36 and 38 the second time. He's now what, 37, 38 years old? This kid's young. He's the older guy. I think that this kid is as dangerous for him as anyone he's ever been in there with, partly because that's not his weight class. 205 frame, right. He could fight Tom Aspinall better than he'd fight him at that 250 because with Cyril, he didn't look as fast. He's doing the right thing. He's no selling it. Like he's acting like he does not matter. Make him just angry and just don't give him what he wants.
John is at the level that Conor is at.
I thought you were about to say Michael Jordan. No, he isn't. When you go through that many battles, it will show. The Gustafsson fight. Him and I just bashed the shit out of each other for 8 rounds. Like we fought, we punched, we kicked. Reyes fight. When we all fought Jon, you know that the first time I fought Jon Jones, I was 36 years old. The first time I fought Jon Jones. 36 and 38 the second time. He's now what, 37, 38 years old? He was in his mid-20s when he fought all these great legends, but he fought them all when he was in his mid-20s. Now, he'd be on the other side of that coin. Right. This kid's young. Right. He's the older guy. He's been through the wars. It doesn't matter how great you are. I think that this kid is as dangerous for him as anyone he's ever been in there with.
Just like Cormier, Joe Rogan also highly rates Aspinall. Despite backing Jon Jones for the fight against Aspinall, Rogan is still a big fan of the speed of the English fighter. Joe Rogan praised Tom Aspinall as the next major star in the heavyweight division, calling him the future of the sport. He highlighted Aspinall's elite grappling, striking, and his knockout of Sergey Pavlovich despite a back injury. Rogan emphasized his rare speed for a 260-pounder and believes Aspinall is just getting started.
Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal, and he is again the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest striker in all of MMA. Yeah. And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a back. You watch Aspinall, like I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
On the other hand, Aspinall and his team have been waiting for a long time for confirmation of this fight, and the patience of Aspinall's father has also ended. Aspinall's father didn't hold back when speaking about Jon Jones, bluntly stating that if Jones doesn't want to defend the belt, he should just vacate it. He emphasized that Tom isn't overly concerned with the name or status, he simply wants to compete. According to him, Jones is just another opponent to Tom, just another body across the cage.
If the guy doesn't want to fight for the belt, vacate it, and he's not bothered about Jon Jones. Tom's not bothered if he fights. Jon Jones is just another body in the gym, you know. Another bum in the shower, they say, don't they? It just is. He just wants to compete. He's a competitor.
Tom Aspinall also expressed clear frustration with the ongoing delay in finalizing the Jon Jones fight. He admitted he's tired of all the talk and uncertainty, saying with the UFC calling it the biggest fight in its history, it's time to stop discussing and start doing. Aspinall said he's ready to go the moment he gets the call and just wants clarity on what's next.
Jon Jones, you don't know where you stand. Dana said it's the biggest fight in UFC history now, so...
Yeah, I've had enough talking about it, mate. I'm honestly bored of it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll just see. I'm ready to fight whenever they tell me, so just let me know. I'll be there.
Tom Aspinall further said that he's reached his limit with the waiting game. When asked if he had a message for Jon Jones, he simply said he's done talking and he just wants to fight. After holding the interim title for almost 500 days, Aspinall said he's no longer concerned with who stands across from him. Whether it's Jon Jones or someone else, he's ready to step into the octagon. As a professional fighter, he's eager to compete and frustrated by the long delay.
Jon Jones listening to this right now, what is your message to the man?
I don't have a message
message. I've had enough. Let me fight somebody. I'm not bothered who it is, just let me fight.
495 days you've been the interim champ. How much longer are you willing to wait?
I just want to fight somebody. I'm a professional fighter and I want to fight somebody. I'm overweighting, to be honest. But whoever wants it, whether that's John Jones or somebody else, I will fight somebody sometime soon.
Tom Aspinall expressed his eagerness for a fight with John Jones, mentioning that he's been talking about it for years. He shared that he's had multiple conversations with UFC executives, including Dana White, who have assured him that the fight will happen. Aspinall acknowledged that, like everyone else, he hears rumors and sees social media posts, but he trusts the UFC's word, as they've been confident about the fight coming to fruition.
If he does retire, everyone knows that he will have been avoiding me. So there literally isn't another fight for John at the moment. So it works out pretty good, like I say. No, I'm not celebrating Alex's loss at all. I actually am a fan of Alex.
Yeah.
And I think
the beautiful thing is, sorry to keep interrupting you on it, but the beautiful thing is everything seems to now be working where the heavyweight division could get really exciting, because if the UFC do make you and John, that's the fight that everybody wants to see. They can absolutely make the rematch between Alex and Ankalaev because he's earned the right for that rematch, even though the fight might not have been the sexiest the first time around. But if he comes through and beats him, then he can step up and get the winner of you and John.
Yep, love it.
Massive.
Absolutely love it. We're in a good spot. We're in a good spot with that. That's great. Just depends how the other guys get on it. Like there's a lot of bridges to cross before we get there.
Of course.
But I like the idea of it. Certainly like the thought.
Do you think the John fight will happen?
I don't know. I want it to, obviously. I mean, I think I've been talking about it for like 2 years now. In all honesty, I've been in the rooms with the UFC brass, Dana, Hunter, the rest of them, a few times, and they've told me it's happening, and that's all I can go off. You know what I mean? I'm the same as everybody else. I get tagged in articles on social media, I'm hearing rumours on the street and all the rest of it. The people who know are the UFC brass, really, and when I've sat down and spoke to them, they're confident it happens. So I trust that it's going to happen if they're telling me that.
Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen has revealed that John Jones and Tom Aspinall have verbally agreed to fight each other, and the UFC is finding a date to announce the fight. Chael Sonnen was very confident about his statement, and he said John Jones never ducked Aspinall, and he has accepted the fight.
So, Chael, are you breaking news right now that John Jones is fighting Tom Aspinall at International Fight Week? Are you confident enough to say that you think that's what's happening?
No, I am confident enough to tell you that fight is done, though. That fight is agreed all the way down to the date. That I do have a confidence to tell you. International Fight Week would make perfect sense. I personally, just in my heart, I always thought they were going to go back to New York.
Sonnen further said that John Jones didn't say that he wants 4 months to train to fight Aspinall. Rather, he agreed to fight after getting a few negotiations with the promotion. So Chael Sonnen further said that Jones never avoided a fight with Aspinall, and he got unnecessary criticism from the media.
Now you're going to do it
I'm telling you, this John Jones business, Jones will say a lot of things to the media. When he gets that phone call, here's the guy you're fighting. Do you understand? Yes. And that is what he will say. All the other reports are not true. John has come out. He's been a troll. He's had some fun. He even tried to negotiate in the media. Privately, he takes that phone call. It's yes or anything else that comes out of his mouth. Any answer that's not yes is not yes. But that did not happen. That is a false report. John Jones has not ducked this fight. I wish he did. I'd love to bury him. He didn't. He did not duck Tom Aspinall.
However, Tom Aspinall surprised everyone as he reveals that he knows who he is going to fight next. Tom Aspinall hinted at upcoming fight news, but said that he's been sworn to secrecy for now. He encouraged fans to stay tuned, adding that an official announcement should be coming very soon.
I know everyone wants fight news. But I do know what's happening. I have had meetings with the UFC, as we know. I have been sworn to secrecy for a little bit. So stay tuned, stay up with the channels, stay up with the UFC channels, of course, as always, as you guys always do. But there will be news coming, hopefully, very, very soon. But if you're going to ask me, I can't give the answer right now. But Stay tuned. It's coming. It's coming.
The famous promoter John Anik weighed in on a potential Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall fight, saying that even if Jones were knocked out quickly, it wouldn't damage his legacy, as long as he's well compensated. He pointed to Jones's unparalleled resume with 16 championship wins and suggested that Jon may not be eager to endure more intense training camps or risk rematches. According to John Anik, money will be the biggest motivator for Jones to step in against a dangerous, heavier opponent like Aspinall. And if it goes south, John Anik hopes Jones recognizes that his legacy remains intact.
Could knock Jon Jones out in a minute, and I don't think it's legacy diminishing whatsoever, but you better make $30 million, because then at that point in time, maybe Jon Jones doesn't want to have another training camp and rematch Tom Aspinall or have 2 or 3 more fights, right? Because in my mind, he has 16 championship banners already hanging. So there is a lot to unpack, you know, for a guy who's going to weigh 25 pounds, in theory, less than Tommy. So I just want to see Jon Jones get paid, and I think that's what's going to happen, and I think that's going to be the driving force behind making the fight, because if it does end unceremoniously for Jon, I don't think it's legacy staining, and hopefully, you know, he won't feel like it is either.
Former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya noted that while Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall are similar in size, Aspinall has a slight advantage in height and physique. He recognized Aspinall's speed as a major asset, but highlighted that Jones has the upper hand in grappling. Adesanya concluded that until they meet in the octagon, it's impossible to say for certain who would come out on top.
Who wins, Aspinall and Jon Jones?
If that does happen, but Aspinall, so far, the way he dispatched of
the Russian guy,
oh
yeah.
my god,
yeah,
and he's fast. He's the same height as me, if not an inch taller, but thick.
Yeah,
and I was like, you're a lot thicker than I would expect. Yeah. And the speed, that's the thing that I'm like, okay, that's the danger. But again, grappling, he's a black belt, but Jon is,
it's different.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. They gotta fight.
Former UFC champion Demetrius Johnson voiced confidence in Tom Aspinall's chances against Jon Jones. He highlighted Aspinall's speed, athleticism, and power as key traits that could trouble Jones. While noting that Tom is still developing, Johnson believes the current version is already capable of beating Jones, largely because he wouldn't hesitate to bring the fight to him without fear.
But I think Tom Aspinall has the speed, the athleticism, and the power to give Jon Jones problems. You know, Tom Aspinall is still young and he's still getting better. But I think this version of Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall can beat him. I feel comfortable saying that. Just because you have somebody who's going to take the fight to Jon Jones and not be scared.
Demetrius Johnson recognized the threat Jon Jones poses, pointing out that Tom Aspinall could easily get caught by a spinning elbow, flying knee, or another dangerous strike. Still, he said he genuinely wishes the fight had happened. While much of the focus is on Jones and Aspinall, Johnson added that in his view, the real heavyweight king might still be Francis Ngannou.
Can Tom Aspinall run into one of those elbows and a spinning back shit and a flying knee? 1000%. But I rather have seen, I wish I would have seen Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, because once again, I still think the heavyweight king of the world is probably Francis Ngannou.
The UFC bantamweight fighter Cameron Smotherman also questioned the depth of heavier divisions, suggesting fighters from 185 and up get away with more. He acknowledged rumors of Jon Jones avoiding Tom Aspinall, but said he wouldn't be surprised if Jones finished him quickly and retired. Though he's rooting for Aspinall due to the long wait, Smotherman admitted heavyweight MMA is unpredictable and believes Jones could still find a way to win.
I don't know. I feel like 185 and up aren't real divisions. Heavyweights are just so, they can get away with so much. But there's been all this talk about Jon Jones ducking him that I wouldn't be surprised if he just went out and just, you know, like fucking finished him in like a minute or something and retired or something. I don't know.
Okay. So you think Jones would win that then?
I don't know. I feel like it's not. I don't know. I want Aspinall to win just because of like how long he's had to wait, but MMA is weird and heavyweight MMA is even weirder.
Yeah.
I would lean towards Aspinall, but I feel like Jon Jones probably figure their way out to win or something.
Similarly, David Onama picked John Jones, pointing to his long-standing dominance and GOAT status. He emphasized that Jones has beaten everyone put in front of him and has never truly lost, making it hard to bet against him now.
Man, I'm gonna go with John Jones. John Jones been doing this for so long. Like, he's been the GOAT. Like, how you gonna count John Jones out? Like, he proved everybody. He beat everybody. I don't think he ever lost a fight. Like, I'm gonna go with John Jones.
As the John Jones versus Tom Aspinall saga continues to unfold, the MMA world holds its breath. With legends backing both sides and Aspinall pushing hard for clarity, the pressure is mounting. UFC insiders suggest the fight is close, but until it's official, the wait continues. Whether it's the veteran dominance of Jones or the rising force of Aspinall, this could be the biggest heavyweight clash in UFC history. Stay tuned, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're the first to know when this fight is confirmed.